This is Johnny Wrestling, Johnny Gargano, and you are listening to the Bob Culture Podcast.
Hello, I'd like to welcome you to paradise, where everyone is riding on a satellite, sending signals, praying for miracles. We should have seen this coming. Hear me out, because I'm only gonna say this one more time. Hear me out, and open your eyes and take a look at all the signs. You think I'm crazy, but I'm not the only one. Call me crazy. I've been thinking maybe we are not alone. Call me crazy. I've been thinking lately, it's been the same way all along.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome into a very special episode of the BCP Shameless Promo, sponsored by our friends over at Funkenstein Wrestling Superstore, located in Englishtown, New Jersey, over at the Flea Market Saturdays and Sundays from 8 to 3 p.m. Or check them out online, eBay or FunkensteinWrestlingSuperstore.com. You got your wrestling, retro video games, Turtles, Ghostbusters, all that good stuff. Thank you, Heather and Dan, for sponsoring the show. And guys, please welcome to the show, making his debut on the BCP and ahead of his appearance March 31st at the Mecca. You guys know where that is, Ridgefield Park, New Jersey, for Wrestling Is Now. He is one half of CMD. Here comes the Boom, ladies and gentlemen, our good friend, Mr. Boom Harden. I had to say it, man. I'm sorry. I have to say it, bro. How are you?
I'm all right. I'm chilling good. Just got done training over the CZW dojo.
So, yeah, and I wanted to ask you that, man. Are you an H2O guy or a CZW guy? I was doing my research. Like, where did you train? Where'd you come up?
I'm a CZW guy, although my formative years I did spend a lot of time with H2O, but I'm a CZW guy.
Okay, and I'm just curious about that, man, because I know a lot of people kind of go to different schools, try different things, see what works for them, man. So doing my homework here, and I believe you started out. Did you start out as an official, or were you an official at some point in time? Just doing my homework here.
I started out as official. I was always trained to be a wrestler, but
Right.
oftentimes in the industry, you just got kind of coaxed in different positions, and being a referee was just one of those first jobs I had in wrestling.
That's all, dude. And it's cool to kind of get a little taste of everything, man. And you are, I'm not just saying this because you're here, Boom. I've always watched you, man. And, Boom Harden to me has always just been like a real solid wrestler, real crisp in the ring, hell of a dancer too. We'll talk about that in a little bit, Boom. But I got to ask you this one, man. Don't want to bury the lead here. You have a big match at Wrestling Is Now coming up. I believe it is a 3-way trio scramble match with no tags. Very interesting. That can get real hectic, bro. SAT Classic Team, the Miracle Ones versus you guys, CMD with Lindsay Dorado. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yes, correct.
Dude, how you feeling about that one? In the match, it's a 3-way scramble with no tags, trios. So you got 9 guys in there. Sometimes these multi-man matches can get pretty dangerous. So how you feeling about this one? Teaming up with the likes of Lindsay Dorado.
I feel very, very good and very fortunate to be in this position I'm in right now, because when you hear a match like the Miracle Ones are a top tag team right now. They're a top team right now going in the Indies. SATs, they're the fathers of style. They've been around for several years. And CMD, Desean Pratt and Lindsay Dorado, 2 of the best minds ever. And he put me in the mix. It's like I really want to breathe in and smell the roses, but also understand that I'm there for a reason. I'm there to do my job and get it done for CMD.
I think that's going to be a really great match. That's awesome to hear. And I wanted to ask you this, Boom, because I saw over at the Super Camp, you and Desean together. I know Desean from way back when. I've known you as more of a singles guy. So when I saw you guys together, cutting promos together, first of all, I love that chemistry, man, in and outside the ring. The promos themselves were great, man. But I knew both you guys coming up as singles guys. This tag team seems like a match made in heaven. There's so much wrestling, there's so much to keep up with. I missed where you guys came together. Where did this happen, and why is the chemistry so good between the two of you?
So we came together following December of 2021. I had just lost a match to CW to Jackson Drake, and Desean Pratt decided to take me under his wing. And ever since then, we've definitely formed a bond unlike any other that I've had in wrestling. Like this is very much a brotherhood. He's very much my big brother. I'm very much his little brother. We talk to each other a couple times a week. We train together like at least once a week. We're always having conversation with each other, and just having this bond with Desean Pratt has honestly been the best thing to happen to me outside my family.
Aw, I love that. He's a good dude. He's so talented. It's so good to see him again. It's so good to see you guys together, man. And I hate to be cliche here, but I have to ask, man. I'm seeing you guys are in a lot of tag team matches. We'll talk about the CZW tag team champ opportunity, but is it a goal for you guys? Like, you guys are going around, you have that chemistry. I think it's kind of important, man, not to put so much importance on the championships, man, but I could see you guys walking around with a little bit of gold. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. Being a champion in wrestling is the end all be all. It's exactly what you work for, it's what you put all those hours in the gym for. But also representing where we come from, Camden, New Jersey. That's the shorthand for CMD, Camden, New Jersey, where we come from. Where, like, a lot of people don't get as many opportunities to like go out and live their dreams. Their stupid little dreams that they had since they're a little kid, like being a doctor, race car driver, or anything like that. We had dreams of being professional wrestlers, and we're doing that. And every time we go out there with CMD slapped on our chest, representing all those little kids from our hood that want to do what we're doing. So being champions is part of that.
It's a great answer, man. And I think it's very well deserved. That being said, you guys got to put in the work. You guys got to do the work. And this opportunity, correct me if I'm wrong, CZW taking on Milk Chocolate post game. And man, dude, the Rep, who are arguably one of the best tag teams in the Northeast Independents, maybe on the Independents at large, man. You got a 25% chance here walking out CZW tag champs, man. Be honest with me, man. I know you're feeling confident. I know you're trained to feel confident. You're trained to go for the dub at all times, but you got to be doing your homework and tape study when you're going up against these teams.
Absolutely do. But I do believe that I'm in a fortunate position because Nate Carter was one of the first people I ever met when I tried out for CZW. He actually handled my tryout. So I've known him for years. I've known Nate and Dave for years. Vinny Talata, we trained together as well. I met Vinny on his first day in wrestling as well. So I do believe that I have an advantage in terms of that. Like, I understand my opponents better than they may understand me. But I also know for a fact that D and I, we're going to be a little bit grimier than the other teams are.
Okay, I got you. Hey, man, do what you got to do to get the job done. This isn't my first rodeo. I wish you guys the best of luck. You're taking on some great teams with some great chemistry. That being said, you guys have great chemistry as well. Boom, I wanted to talk to you about your in-ring work, man. Your in-ring work is so crisp. Every time I see you wrestle, I'm like, he's really good. What's kind of your philosophy, man, when you get in the ropes? Is it to kind of do, because there's so many schools of thought. A lot of the old school thought is like the long-term storytelling, like the slow moves, just the storytelling with your motions in the rings. Is it more the spots? You seem to be like a real crisp, like fundamental kind of guy, but you have a lot of personality too, man. What's kind of your philosophy for fans who haven't seen Boom Harden? Because you bring a lot to the table, man.
My philosophy for people that have not seen me is that they may have not come for me, but they will remember me by the time the show is ended. I definitely want to go out and win, first and foremost. But, however, I do want to put a little razzle-dazzle with what I do. I want to have a little boom flavor, if you will, with everything that I do. Make sure that people see me and they empathize with me, feel what I'm trying to put down for them.
I get that from you. And you do have a lot of charisma, man, because I see you not only in and outside of the wrestling ring, but like, I saw you on the basketball court. Solid performance at basketball, man. I saw you make a couple shots out there, man. It got a little heated between the teams at times, but it was a really great event, man. Are you a big basketball guy? You enjoy playing? You a fan?
Oh, yes, absolutely. My brother and I, my little brother, we play a little pickup ball every now and again. I'm a huge NBA fan. My favorite team are Chicago Bulls. I'm paying heavy attention to the standings right now, trying to see who's going to come down to the finals race right now, especially like in terms of like the East. The East is very tight right now.
It ain't going to be my Nets,
but
bro.
You got the Nets, Bucks, Celtics, Sixers right now. They're like really vying for that top spot.
Yeah. The Nets traded I'm so used to it at this point. The Nets traded everybody. I miss the Jason Kidd, Vince Carter days. Those are my days. My favorite player is Vince.
No, the Nets might actually be the most cursed franchise in NBA.
Yeah.
Like just off these past 15 years alone. Like it's crazy. Because
Sound.
I remember like the Jason Terry, Paul Pierce, and Kevin Garnett
Yep.
trade. And then I remember the D'Lo years with Spencer Dinwiddie the first time. And
Yeah.
then they, oh my God,
It's
I'm
bad.
so
I'm
sorry.
glad we got Dinwiddie back. That's my dude, but it is what it is.
Yeah,
It's crazy, man. But you said you're a Bulls guy.
yeah, I'm definitely a Bulls guy.
Was Jordan your guy? Like Jordan your favorite of all time?
Jordan is my favorite of all time. But
Yeah.
when I became a Bulls fan, I was very much a Derrick Rose guy.
Yeah, great player. He was really, really good. Dude, I gotta ask you not to get off topic here, man. But a lot of times again, I'm so used to seeing you as a singles competitor. I'm new to seeing you as a tag competitor. A lot of your matches come up are tag matches, man. Is that kind of your focus right now? Is to concentrate on just you guys as a unit, which I respect, or is it to kind of do your singles thing as well?
My primary focus is CMD as a unit. Because even though I could have a respectable singles career, it's good knowing I'm on this journey with somebody that I can trust.
Yeah. Dude, I love that, man. And I love the chemistry. Also got to talk about UWA Elite. I see you always very involved with those guys. I haven't been there in a while. Last time I played Corvus out to the ring, and then Vertigo was super mean to me. I think the roles have kind of changed over there. Things are kind of different over there now. You're competing with CMD. I don't know if the match has been announced yet, but I believe you're competing over there, and it's kind of like a Super Mario themed event. I love the posters, all that. Can you give us anything about that event?
Setting the standard, so it's going to be the season premiere for UWA Elite, and it will take place on March 11th. Currently, we are embroiled in a feud with the Just Us League. Just Us League, they are the current
Steeler?
UWA. Yes, Steeler and Matt and Anthony Michael. Yes.
Yeah, okay, yeah. I'd call matches with them over Warriors. Dude, no disrespect. You might have your hands full. Those guys have been around for a while. They know what they're doing. It's no joke with those guys.
I know, but I also know what they're capable of because last time we wrestled, they used underhanded tactics to come out with the advantage.
Oh, okay. All right. So you guys are ready for this one.
However, this
Yeah, please.
upcoming show, they won't be present. I do have to make a note of that. So they're going to be
Okay.
picking a team for CMD to wrestle. So we're going to see what happens with that.
Is there a team? And again, since you're concentrating on CMD, not to be fantasy booker over here, but let's go one indie team that you'd like to face. And let's go one national level team that you'd love to face because there is that opportunity. We're seeing a lot of the AEW talent come through local locker rooms. It's very cool. Some of like the legends and older guys are still fighting. Crowbar's at ISPW. He's still doing it for 30 years. He looks great, man. So these matches are very much in the realm of possibility. We saw the Hardys doing a tour not too long ago, man. For CMD, what's the team you guys want to face on the national level and the team you want to face on the independents right now that you haven't?
On the independents, I want to say the Wolves.
Okay. Yeah.
That's a dream of mine since I was a little kid. Like I
Be good.
remember, I was probably like one of the only ones who's out here watching Impact on Destination America, like on
Yeah.
Friday nights.
Yeah.
I was rocking with Impact, and the Wolves were a big part of that. So the rest of the Wolves would definitely be a dream come true. And on national level, definitely FTR because I have to say they
Ooh.
are without doubt the best tag team in the world. And right now, Desean and I, we are putting in the work to make sure that we get that point where we can open up opportunities for ourselves to make that match happen.
Dude, and that would be very well deserved, man. And again, it's very much in the realm of possibility. I don't know what's going on with FTR. Currently, I know they're doing some conventions and stuff. They just had, obviously big series of matches with the Briscoes. They've been just all over the place, killing it, man. So that would be very, very cool to see. And yeah, we'll see what happens with the Wolves then. Very much in the realm of possibility, man. I wish you the best of luck with that. I have to ask you this, Boom, something else I noticed about you. Just hanging out with you, man. Sometimes, pre-show or after the show, we're hanging out. I always like to take videos of everyone dancing, man. You are a hell of a dancer. One of the best dancers I've ever seen. Like, you're just going around. Well, you got the moves, man. Like, really impressed with your dancing. Did you take classes? You're just a good dancer, man. You just got the moves. Like, is that something you do in your spare time?
No, not really. It more so comes from like spending time with my family. My family, we throw parties. So it's like just getting the music going, and you just kind of like see like I think my entertainment aspect comes from like dancing with my family. Like if I do a move and one of their reactions, that's how I know I got them. I start piecing them together and they're still looking at me. That's how I got them even more. So I just kind of like let it flow, let it vibe, feel music. I think that's how I got my dance moves, my dance style.
I love it, man. Dude, you're so good. I have a couple of videos of you dancing, whether it's basketball, whether it's pre-show, man. I'll have to post some of those. But dude, Boom's got the moves not only in the ring, but on the dance floor. I love that. Boom, tell the fans what's something about you that outside of wrestling. You know, I always hate to be wrestling. What's something outside of wrestling that you mentioned your family a lot, you mentioned basketball. Are you a collector of anything? Are you a gamer? Do you play music, man? Tell us something that you're really passionate about outside of wrestling.
I'm a pretty avid comic book collector. I haven't gotten many new issues in recent times, but that's mostly because I'm still reading the stacks and stacks that I have right now.
That's awesome, man. Then that's all I used to love comics. I wish I kept up with everything. Gotta ask, who's your favorite hero and favorite villain?
I definitely love Spider. Like
Spider.
Spider-Man. Yeah, actually, Spider-Man's actually when I saw the Spider-Man movie from 2002, that's actually the first time I ever saw professional wrestling. Now I think about it.
Is that Bonesaw? Is that what I'm thinking about?
Oh,
Yeah.
yes, that is the first time I ever had
Really?
any concept of what professional wrestling was.
That's amazing, man. So tell me about, not to be cliche here, man, but tell me about that journey because you saw Bonesaw. Now, do we go to like the UPNs and we're watching SmackDown, or do we play the video games? Like, how did it start to connect for you? Because obviously invested a lot of time and effort into professional wrestling.
All right, so I it's crazy I remember this far. So I had a friend in daycare named Samaj, and he was telling me all about wrestling. He was telling me about all these wrestlers. I'm like, well, I want to watch wrestling. And I had a cousin, Manny, who had PS2. He had SmackDown version of 2006. I was
Good
spending
game.
a lot of time with him, and I ended up playing that game. I'm like, what is this?
Yeah.
I fell in love, and I got enthralled. And then one night in I want to say January 2007, my dad gets home from work. Doors on TV. Doors on CW. SmackDown is on. So I now know, oh my God, this is wrestling. Oh my God. And I start watching it and never really stopped.
It's a similar story, man. I was my best friend since we were four. He was always into it. I was never into the wrestling. I was like, oh, it's fake. It's fake. I was always that guy, but I never really gave it a chance. Then I'm in college, hanging out with him. Same friend, and Rey Mysterio's jumping around the ring. I'm like, oh my gosh, who is this? This is not what I thought it was. Then we're playing, what was it? Shut Your Mouth and Just Bring It. I'm a little bit older. And I'm like, man, these games are great. And from right then and there, I was hooked, man. For me, like I gravitated towards Rey Mysterio because it wasn't what I thought it would be, and he's jumping off the cage and doing all the springboards. I'm like, wow, this incredible like underdog athlete. It's so cool, man. Who did you naturally gravitate towards once you started watching the product?
The Undertaker. The Undertaker was always my favorite wrestler, but now I think about it, I think somebody that I immediately gravitated towards was probably MVP.
Yeah, I love MVP. That's a great
Yeah.
answer.
He was really like the first nefarious kind of character that I ever like started liking, like regardless of like where they aligned. I'm like, this dude all right.
He's great. And are you keeping up with like the current? I mean, I know there's so much wrestling. You're training, doing all that stuff all the time. Are you trying to keep up with like the current product and storylines and all that?
Oh yeah, I think that as a wrestler, as an active wrestler, you need to do your due diligence and just keep up with everything because you never want to fall out of the loop of certain things. And also as well, when you're crafting what you do and how you portray yourself, you never want there to be any similarities. Because even if you are doing certain things first, the person that's on television with the biggest audience, the most exposure, they will get the credit. So it's very important that you pay attention to everything.
Yeah, absolutely. That's an absolutely great answer. Real quick, I want to circle back to the Marvel stuff, man. You talked about comic books. Did you keep up with the Marvel Cinematic Universe? Are you into that whole thing as well?
Yes, I love the MCU.
I did not see
MCU.
Ant-Man yet. I'm all caught up except for Ant-Man.
All right, so actually, I am way behind.
Oh,
on
okay,
some-
okay.
the last up, I have not watched Miss Marvel. I have not watched She-Hulk yet. I have not watched Black Panther, and I need to marathon them. Because I want to watch Ant-Man, but I don't want to fall so far behind that I'm not ready for the next wave of shows that are going to come out because we're in phase 5 already.
That's
We
why.
just got phase 4. Phase 4 just ended. So I gotta finish all my Phase 4 stuff before I jump into anime with Phase 5.
It was very smart, man. Dude, I just watched Wakanda Forever, man. Oh, got me in the feels like so many times. I'll leave it at amazing movie. Loved it. Highly recommend Wakanda. I'm probably gonna watch it again. So good. Highly recommend that one, dude. And I guess essentially, man, I gotta ask you this selfishly. I know you're concentrating on the tag stuff, man, but you're a hell of a singles competitor. Let's be real, man. Is there any goal short term or maybe even just like a long-term storyline? I know your focus is on CMD right now, but there's a lot of gold out there, man. Middleweight, heavyweight. There's a lot of opportunity, man. There's these no limits championships. There's these breakthrough championships, man. You work a lot of places, bro. CZW. Wire champions, like these legendary championships that people who are on TV have held, man. There's a lineage, there's a legacy there, man. Selfishly, as a singles competitor, are there any titles that you're eyeing right now?
As of right now, not in particular, mostly because I'm focused on CMD, but there are different belts
Respect.
throughout history that I've always eyed that it would be awesome if I got to rock with that championship. Like the Pro Wrestling Magic Junior Heavyweight Championship, I would definitely want. Only because like it's so pretty. Like it's such a pretty belt.
Really? It's interesting you say that. I'll be working over there on Saturday, and I believe Power Punch Vinny Pacifico holds that championship at this point in time. Should I relay that message to management and Vinny over there? Boom.
Most definitely. Let's make it happen, see what we can do. But just as well, I'd be remiss if I did not mention the No Limits Championship with Shore Star Wrestling.
Yeah, Shore Star doing some great things. You got something coming up with Shore Star soon as well. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Correct. On
Please.
February 25th, which is this Saturday. Not sure when this will air, but February 25th,
Sure.
CMD is going to be facing Bad Company for Shore Star Wrestling.
Those guys, those Bad Company guys, I just saw them over at IWA, man. They cut some corners sometimes, man. So just be careful with those two, all right?
You don't even know the half of it. All right,
Yeah.
so me and D was rocking with them last show for Shore Star, and they tried that shicey stuff again. But this time we got Chris Bishop on our side. They got Pete Corvus on their side. It's an even playing field, even battle lines. We'll make it happen.
Love it. And boom, I want to be respectful of your time, man, but I gotta ask you this one, dude. You're doing so many great things right now, but I have to ask, what are we have some short-term goals with the titles and stuff, but what are the long-term goals? Because we're seeing a lot of people getting on that PWI 500. We see a lot of people getting on to AEW Dark. I love that there's opportunity for all y'all. Lots going on. What are the goals for you moving forward? Is it a particular company? Is it just to sign a contract? That we've heard people that, hey, I just want to work the indies and travel the world. We've heard people say, hey, I just want to open a school someday. For you, what are the goals moving forward?
The goals I have moving forward, I definitely do want to be on PWI, only because I remember being a kid in CVS and seeing those magazines and looking at every single name and just imagining what it would mean to me to be one of those names. There's 500. At some point, I have to crack the list. The dream that I've always had since I was a kid was always to be signed to WWE. Actually, there's a picture of me from kindergarten. It was career day. I was crying because I didn't have a career or anything. I was like the only one. And so my teacher actually had a United States Championship belt with her. She gave it to me, took a picture. I was like this, and like in a book, it like in our end of the year yearbook, I wrote, my dream is to be WWE champion. So I just want to make that happen as much as possible. If it's not possible, I just want to do it for a little kid to me.
That's awesome, man. Or maybe the U.S. title, you're supporting that, man. That'd be very cool, man. There's opportunity. Dude, no lie, people we've had on this show 2-3 years ago in the WWE competing for said titles, man. It's very, very cool to see there is that opportunity. There's so much success, man. And I wish you a lot of success moving forward, Boom. But before we get out of here, we are all about that shameless self-promotion here on the BCP. Tell everyone where they can follow you, get the merch, all that good stuff, bro.
Oh, sweet. Bet merch. All right, cool. So buy my shirts at ProWrestlingTees.com/BoomHarden. You can friend me on Facebook under Boom Harden and follow me on Twitter under Boom Harden. You can follow me on Instagram under Boom Harden. And you can follow me on YouTube under, guess what? Boom Harden.
Yeah. Look at it, short and sweet. I love it. Boom. Thank you for taking a few minutes to talk to us, man. Long overdue. Continue success moving forward. And I have a feeling the next time I see you, bro, you're gonna be rocking some gold over the shoulder. Continue success, bro. Thank you so much.
Thank you, baby.
All right, guys. And like we always say here on the BCP, everyone stay safe, stay positive, take care of each other. We out. Peace.